Hello, hello. Welcome to Making It. Will you please introduce yourself and tell us what you do here in LA?
Sure. Hi, I'm Kelly Mcinerney, and I'm a stand-up comedian.
How long have you been doing stand-up?
Like over 10 years. I don't really know my start date because I did improv and then stand-up kind of in between, like farted around during it, and then was like, nah, stand-up for real, you know? But yeah.
When and where did you start improv and stand-up? And what happened to make you change from liking improv and wanting to just do stand-up?
I started originally in New York. I did UCB there. I took up to 301, and then I transferred to LA and finished it out. I did some stand-up in New York and New Jersey. Like I did some weird show at like an Irish American Legion in my hometown, and as like my first thing. But like mostly still liked improv and that camaraderie. And then when I moved out here, I couldn't find as good of a camaraderie in improv in New York as I did in LA. It's not as, I don't know, it wasn't, they were more actory versus fun improv-y people, if that makes sense. But it could have just been my different classes. I did meet some good friends in those classes, and we also did stand-up together. I ultimately just kind of stopped doing improv because unless you're Jason Mantzoukas, there's really not much leveling up in that realm. Also, like, you could blame other people for having a bad show. Not that you should, but like if somebody goes out too much or like steamrolls a two-person scene and making it a three-person scene for no reason. And I liked the idea of stand-up. You could highlight yourself as a writer and a performer, and if you bomb, it's on you. No, you can't blame anybody else. So, yeah.
Of course. Was there a singular moment or a combination of moments like that made you say, stand-up is for me?
It was like a mix. I was doing a house team at the improv space, and my one friend left, and it was like this wasn't feeling as fun anymore. So many dues, and it was like, I don't know. It was just becoming more of like a chore versus like, let's play together, you guys. And I was getting more bookings and doing more stuff with stand-up, and that was becoming more fun and more of good hangs after. Improv people, they're great, they're very supportive and nice, but sometimes I like being a jaded bitch, and stand-up people are all that.
Improv can be a little bit too much toxic positivity, if I remember correctly.
Yes, it's a good way.
It's too nice, but then when the knives come out, it's pretty brutal.
Mm-hmm.
Improv gets very political. Sorry, that's my opinion.
I agree. No, yeah, but let me say, I do love doing shows at the Clubhouse because they are great audiences. But yeah, I think it is a little bit. Maybe it's like an LA thing, though. I think it's a lot of people doing improv because their agents tell them to, because it'll help them book better gigs and stuff like that. Similar with stand-up, I guess, too. But yeah.
Oh, yeah. Where are you from?
I'm originally from New Jersey. Yeah.
And then, so it sounds like you went to New York first, then LA. What was the progression of events that brought you to LA, and how long have you been here?
I went to school for a year in Chicago, and then I transferred to New York, graduated at Marymount Manhattan College, and then that next year I worked at like a hospital and was just saving money, and I was noticing that my friends there were still like, oh, I can't go out, I gotta save money. And I was like, these people are fucking losers. Not really, but like, I was like, come on, guys, let's do stuff. And I was just itching to get out of there, and I wanted to move somewhere. I love New York City, but I lived very close to it, like 20 minutes away. I thought it was very stupid to spend all that money to just live 20 minutes from home and also have shitty weather still. So I was like, might as well just go across the country. So I think I moved out here in 2011, kind of right the year after I graduated college. And just was like, I want good weather, good Mexican food, and far away from my family. They could visit, but not a lot.
So you've been out here for a little while now.
Yeah.
What would you say is your favorite parts of LA and your least favorite parts of LA?
My favorite parts is that we could just go outside. You're talking about how you spend a lot of time inside from your job, but you could just sit in the sun. That's being because it's nonstop sunshine, which is a problem, but not for us. I like that. Like in the pandemic, I think that really saved us. At least for me, I got a lot of hikes and all that fun stuff. What I don't like, I guess I don't like how Hollywood it is. I mean, it's Hollywood, you know? I'm not really good at schmoozing and selling myself. I know
It's tough.
yeah, I've been doing it a while and I still hate it. I just feel dirty. And then, like, there's a lot of, like, fakeness where I feel like I'm very too honest sometimes and people think it's mean and rude and it's like, you want to make a short film. I'm telling you, this is what you got to do. Stop talking about it and do it, you know? So I don't like that. I think it's like people are a little bit pussies out here. All talk and no effort sometimes. Not all of them. There's a lot of good people too. You find like your tribe or whatever, and there's a lot of good peeps. But yeah. Yeah.
Since I've known you, you've been very involved in not just the local stand-up scene, the indie show scene, but you also traveled for shows and performed all around the country. What was going on when you made that jump from just doing local shows here in LA to stuff more around the United States and the world? And what shows have those been?
Well, I love traveling, and so when I realized with doing stand-up you could use that as an excuse to go places, I'm like, okay, that's a great idea. So I just started kind of doing that, and then it's just fun to see how other audiences react. LA is a certain type of comedy will work here. But you go to Middle America and you could talk about something completely different and they'll love that. And just, I like that part of it. I like meeting the different people and stuff like that. I got lucky that I did, also applying to festivals is another way in that way. Like, if you want to go to Alaska, Before You Die is looking for people and just like apply and just go there, you know? And throughout festivals and throughout doing those shows, I ended up meeting other cool comics that would have me open for them for places. Because sometimes it's harder to meet comics here. I mean, it is cool, but it's hard to see your friends do comedy in LA sometimes, unless it's like the open mics or like a bar show. Unless you're in at the store or at the Improv. So it's kind of fun to meet your friends on the road at festivals and watch them do their thing there, kind of deal, and see how funny they really are to a real live audience. And I think that's because I knew some comics, but then we didn't see each other perform until that, and that's how we like got to go on the road together or whatever. And then it's always just like if I want to go somewhere, it's like meeting people, making connections, and just keeping in touch. Thank God for social media. Like it's all about that. Like I've done. You said what shows I've done? I've done shows in Paris, which is really fun. I'm doing some stuff in Japan when I go there next month. I did some weird English-speaking show in Mexico City. They're all English-speaking. Though I did one in Mexico City, it was like I was the only English speaker at an open mic. And they're like, just so you know, it might not be funny, but it's not you. And then I got up and crushed because fart jokes are universal. And then they booked me on the show the next day. And it was funny, you could hear them like be like, gringa, whatever, how they announced me. I'm like, that's me. And I did I've done a lot of great clubs throughout the country, like the Comedy Fort in Fort Collins is great. Just all of Colorado is awesome if you ever get a chance. Punchline, San Francisco. Yeah, those stuff. It's fun. It's cool. Like, it's just cool doing comedy in different places and see because comedy's subjective, right? So you just got to see what their preference is. Do they like farts, burps, I don't know.
Or personal stuff.
Or death.
Or death. Oh man! So with all this traveling, and like, how do you? Are you making some money with comedy and traveling around, or how do you support yourself?
Yes and no. Like, it depends on where you go. I think certain places will pay more. LA, no. But like Colorado and Austin and stuff, you could get good money for good shows there. I still have a day job, or I did. I got laid off. How am I surviving now? Oh, just crossing my fingers and doing unemployment every 2 weeks, charging it until we die. Yeah. I also haven't been this. I've got laid off in June, and I haven't been this unemployed for a while. So it's kind of weird, but cool. I don't know. It's scary, but whatever. We're all gonna. Let's see what happens in November. We might not live. But yeah, I was a copywriter for my day job, so it's like still creative, but and fun. Yeah, and I dog sit and do side gigs, try and make money where you can.
Anything to make ends meet.
Yeah. You don't really do comedy for the money. You do it because something else is wrong with you. I think. I don't know.
All good. What for you, Kelly? What do you want next, or what do you hope is on the horizon for yourself?
What I want to do next, I want to do like an hour next year. I'm thinking of doing the Fringe because I went there the last week this past year, and I saw my friends do it, and it was really fun. And I feel like that's the next step, to do an hour in a special or whatever. But I want to do it right. I don't want to rent out the Pack Theater. And no, yeah, no, I'm not doing it. I also like writing scripts and stuff. So like my dream would just to sell a show, so that I could do stand up and sell or not even sell a show, just like be a writer on a TV show. You don't have to buy my stuff yet, but once you see I'm a funny writer, then you will. So something like that. I just want to level up in the industry more, go on the road more, try and get like a solid feature gig or something, just like do as much comedy if they like me still, like as I can. Yeah.
When it comes to the world of comedy and stand-up, is there anything you would like to see change? Something you want to be different?
Yeah, I kind of feel like we're going into this phase. I guess that we've always been, but it's like about followers counts and like all that stuff on social media, and we're all so obsessed with that. And all these people that have all those followers are getting booked, even though they barely have 5 minutes, but they're funny on TikTok for 30 seconds, because they'll bring audience out, which is great. I understand that, but I wish we could go back to like comedy being funny again. It's also, I feel like, so serious sometimes, and you can't, I don't know, some audiences are too like sensitive. And also like, yes, let's not talk about bad stuff, like the R word or whatever, but let's can we just laugh at fart jokes and stuff? Like, why do we have to make a message every time we write a joke? I feel like some people do that. It's that or TikTokers taking up stage time. And it's like, I'm funny, I swear. Sorry that I don't have followers. The algorithm hates me. I don't know. I haven't figured it out.
Sorry, I have a hard time posting everything all the time on the internet.
Yeah, I have a job because I can't get paid to do this yet because you won't book me because I don't post. It's like a circle.
It's a big, catch-22. It's you need the time to put stuff on the internet, but you need a job that takes up all that time, and then what little time you have left is dedicated to stand-up or traveling or all the other stuff.
Yeah. Yep. And you want to have a life. You want to have fun, So you got to do, it's all about time management, but how much time? Yeah.
So tell me a little bit more about your upbringing and what kind of got you into this world of entertainment.
I lived in New Jersey. I went to this school called High Tech High. It was like an arts and science school. Our mascot was the laser cat. Makes no sense. Very stupid place. But we got to, it was like a creative, you either did science stuff or artsy things. And that could be like performance arts or painting or whatever. And I think that's why I always kind of wanted to. I loved Jim Carrey growing up. And I was like, I want to be Lady Jim Carrey. Oh, look. Didn't mean to. But, yeah, I just always liked comedy stuff and loved SNL growing up. And in my at my high school, we got to major in things. So I majored in acting, but she let us do improv and stuff like that. And that's how I kind of fell in love with improv. And then, because I loved SNL, Amy Poehler founded UCB, so I did that improv, so it kind of went like that. And I'm the little child, the youngest, so I'm always loud and annoying, I guess, and perfect for the stage.
There we go.
Yeah.
Life is tough sometimes, and is there do you have a time frame in your head for how things are going to go, or is there like a moment you're looking to the future where you feel like you would have to walk away from stand-up and entertainment?
I don't know if there's a moment that I gotta walk away. If so, I'll probably kill myself before then. I'm just kidding. Just kidding, Mom. No, just kidding.
You're not the first one to say. It's
Yeah.
okay. There's a lot of I'm not gonna quit till I'm dead.
Yeah. Might be soon. November 5th. What and plan? I don't know. I think next year is the real truth. I kind of want to move to the UK too. And now that I'm unemployed, I feel like it's like no excuse to not. But I'm going to Japan. It's like after this holiday season, I want to feel out like how I still feel. If I still feel like annoyed, then I'll go. Or I'll stay longer and then go to Fringe and then try and move after that. Because I'll be in the UK. I think it just it all depends on how, if I really do Fringe and if I'd make this hour and just following through with next year kind of deal. Yeah, I say that every year, but this year because I just went to Fringe in August and stuff, so I was like, I'm serious this time. I don't have a job to be like, oh, but I can't take time off.
Oh yeah, no. Time management and following through is very difficult. There's a lot of talk here, and not always a lot of putting up. What is in the UK that attracts you to the UK? What are you looking for there?
Just change, kind of, and I think they like darker stuff. I have a dual citizenship to Ireland, and Brexit doesn't affect me, and I think I get itchy feet, like if I've been somewhere for so long and nothing's happening, like I'm like, it's a great city, but I think I'm kind of over it, So I just want to go somewhere new and switch. I love London because it's a good city. I miss public transportation. I'm kind of sick of driving everywhere. Traffic is getting worse.
Way worse.
So it's just. It seems like they're doing the right thing. I don't know. The Labour Party, I think, was elected. They're getting in the right direction. I'm a little bit worried with our country. What's going to happen? That's it. Just newness. Yeah, fresh start.
Being in LA for as long as you have been, even with the traveling, what might be one of the worst experiences you've had in LA so far?
I don't know. Comedy-wise or what?
Just in life in general. Comedy, too.
Man, I don't know. See, the thing I think of is something silly, and it's not even that bad, but my toilet broke in the pandemic, and I had to shit into a bag twice. Because Starbucks was closed, and I didn't know my neighbors yet. Turns out real easy to poop in a bag when you gotta go. I'm just a clean pooper. You don't need to know.
That's okay. Yeah.
It's just nothing seriously traumatizing. I'm fortunate in that aspect. All the sad stuff happened. My brother and my dad died when I lived out here, but they died in New Jersey, so it's not an LA thing. I guess
it's overall timing in life thing.
Yeah. I don't know. just like bad friendships, just like people lying to you or whatever, and then just not being your friend. And it's like, what the fuck? Yeah, nothing like crazy bad, thankfully. My car was broken into. Oh, shit. No, I got one
There
thing.
we go.
Sorry, I had to just ramble a
Go
little bit.
through a couple items to be like, okay, there it is.
Yeah, I was assaulted at gunpoint once when my friend, it was my roommate's first night in. We lived in North Hollywood at the time, and we went to walk to a bar, Brickyard, we're walking back, and this guy passes us and then comes back to us and is like, give me all your shit. And she gave him all her shit, like even her glasses. And I said, fuck you, shoot me to him, because I guess I didn't realize this is really happening.
This is really happening.
You gotta... and then he started pistol whipping me. And then in my head, I was just like, I can't lose my phone. I don't know why. So I just like turned into the fetal position. And then he ran away because I guess she ran away. And then I went home and showered and then called the cops, and then they got mad at me. And then they picked up a guy that was just, it was like a black guy with a black t-shirt and stuff, skinny black guy. They picked up a fat black guy with a blue shirt, just like really racially profiled. And we're traumatized.
Like, that wasn't him.
Yeah, we're freaking out. Because when I called the cops, Jenny, my roommate at the time, was with them, and so we reunited. And then when that happened, Jenny's like in between tears, being like, "Can you apologize to him?" Well, because for racial profile. But yeah, that was pretty crazy because it was also like her first night, and I'm like, "Shit, I'm trying to show you how fun this place is," and.
It was a pretty rough first night.
Yeah, and then we were there for like 3 more years. We're like, we gotta move immediately. And then we're like, everything's expensive.
Everything is expensive.
We'll just Uber.
Yeah, you can only Uber so many times before your bank account is zero.
It's insane how expensive Ubers are in LA compared to other places.
Anywhere else.
Yeah.
No joke. I remember when I first moved here at the end of the pandemic, and they weren't that bad because they were trying to get any job they could, but then it just went through the roof back again.
Yeah, it's crazy. And then like even the shared things are just like 50 cents cheaper. It's like, no, I'm not gonna save.
Okay, 50 cents more for a private Uber.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. So let's kind of get down to like the crux of it. What does making it look like to you in the world of stand-up and entertainment?
I think like feeling comfortable, not having to worry that much or worry about fun stuff like how do I make this joke good for my next tour? Like living comfortably, I should say, like money-wise and stuff like that, and being happy. I would like that to be a cool thing, not having to be mad or sad all the time. Just being like, cool, like a W, yeah, some W, like a, like those things, yeah. I don't know. Does that answer your question, kind of?
I think so.
Okay.
Just being comfortable where you're at, and being able to move throughout the world and have enough to keep going.
Yeah. Yeah.
So what's pretty cool is you're pretty far along in the process where you don't know what awesome opportunities could come any day because you've been working at it for a long time. And I'm very curious, is there anything specific that might be different from others that goes into work for your hour that you're working towards? Can you expand on how you're working towards your hour?
I think now it's just like I have the material, and I think I just want to figure out the theme of it, kind of, and how it would flow, and my kind of take on it. Like I think I want it to be like dark stuff, or I'm not sure which way I want to take it. Is what I'm like what theme yet. I'm still in like the early idea because. The thing with Fringe is not just an hour. It's like you can't be like Kelly does an hour of stand up. You got to be like, what's it called? What's the name of it?
What's the message?
I forget what Mike Eshak's was, but it was something funny. Oh, it was something funny, like a pun. I don't know. But Kyle Ayers did a whole thing about his brain injury, and it was just so funny. Like TT Lee did just their life of like. Finding themselves, but like mixing in their jokes, but also like some music. So I think it's like just figuring out where I want to take my material. I could do like, do I want to make a joke about how, don't kill yourself, it'll be okay? Do I want to talk about how, like, weed stuff? You know, it's like, I don't know what kind of show I want to do yet. It's just like, yeah, finding that out, like, and doing the outline of it kind of deal. And seeing if I have to add in some fluff, like add in extra jokes to connect them to the other jokes or whatever. Does that make sense?
That does make sense.
Yeah.
Yes.
Huh.
How would you say you are doing right now? How are you doing?
Well, thankfully, I'm going to Japan in early November. When I come back, I'll probably be very sad and depressed because I have that to look forward to. I don't know, it's kind of frustrating. I'm very frustrated lately because I can't get a W anywhere, like a job or career or like relationship stuff. It's just like annoying. But I just started going to therapy last week. So I'm on my way to fixing myself. So yeah, I don't know. I think it's just like a little funk, but at least there's fun distractions like Halloween and Japan.
If a younger stand-up that just started, what would you tell them on how to get going?
I would see, like, do they really love comedy? Like, it's really, how much do you love it? Are you just doing it just because it's like, I want to be famous? TikTok, easy. Get the hell out of here. You know, do you watch comedy? Like, watch stuff. Go, I always think of, like, Stephen King's book on writing. It's like biography, autobiography, but also, like, how to write. And he's like, how you write is reading as much as you can. So I think in stand-up, it's also like go to see some more shows. Like if you really want to, like, you get a solid 5, play with that for a little bit, because then try and get like 10 if you can, so then you can get booked on shows. But like, make sure you really love comedy and don't just be doing it just because it's an easy way to be an influencer kind of deal. Yeah.
Is there anything you want to say to the fame chasers out there?
Suck my dick. Fuck you. How is it easy for you?
Where's the confidence? How do you have that?
Make the algorithm like me. Is it my face?
Man, Kelly, this has been really fun.
Yeah, thanks.
Thank you so much for doing this. And is there anything you would like to leave us with? And also, this is a good chance for you to plug any shows or anything else you'd like to let us know about. And where can we find you also? Sure,
yeah. I'm Kelly Mcinerney. Find me on Instagram and all that stuff at Kelly Mcinerney. I'm sure you'll spell out my name. It's hard. You get it. I have a show called Comedy Bingo. It's monthly, but that's all I really have right now. Just see me on the internet, and I'll post when I do shows. But this is fun. Thanks, Cameron.
Thanks for being here.
Yeah.